me ask y'all this. First question of the video, that's how I'm starting off today. Y'all want to know how to play with any build on NBA 2K20 so you can get ready for NBA 2K21? You want to know how to apply any badge on NBA 2K20 so you can see maybe what badges you want to use for NBA 2K21? Because let's be real, the game is going to be copy and pasted. We know this. The focus is not on current gen. So you could be practicing on 2K20 right now, doing certain things in 2K20 to have your Myplayer ready for current gen NBA 2K21. I mean, we have zero news. So don't expect nothing too crazy. Now, like I said, expect maybe an update, some improvements, but I'm going to show y'all how y'all can use this 2K20 to make any build y'all want to practice, because there are some things you can do to get better for 2K21. If you don't have a jump shot, you can find a jump shot. You can test any jump shot out with any quick draw, with any jump shot combination you want to test. You can try any build with any badges you want to play. And I'm not just talking about the Myplayer builder, because that limits you. You know what I'm saying? At this point in the game, I know a lot of y'all don't want to spend VC, and there's no point in going there and buying VC and working up and grinding the player. That's dead. This does not require you to even grind the player out, because we passed that. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty much gonna be almost a Myplayer builder for you for 2K21, just so you can test out badges, test out what builds, test out what attributes you might want to have on the next 2K, and y'all can be ready, man. So y'all sit back, y'all relax, enjoy the video, man. Get your popcorn ready, man. Let's get it. Now, if you're serious about maybe what build you want to play with in NBA 2K21 and you want to already start thinking about it, this is perfect for you. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go to create a player. What creating a player allows you to do is put on any attributes, any badges, any animations without having to go through that My Career grind, without having to play that Myplayer builder demo game with those regular animations and those limited badges. So what I like to do is I like to put all my attributes on 85, right? I like to be realistic with myself, because I know that not all of my attributes are going to be crazy high. Of course, you know, certain builds are going to have you limited in NBA 2K21. Now, I like to just create an all-around build so I could try different things in one Myplayer, try different play styles in one Myplayer to see what I like to do, to see what advantages I might get. So I like to put all my attributes on 85. Now, of course, I'm going to make a point guard. It's good to keep in mind what build you're going to make. So keep it somewhat realistic. Don't just go out there and then make a point guard and then put on something that you actually not going to use super high, like to 99. It makes no sense to put any attributes all the way up to 99, because you will not have any attributes that will hit 99. Maybe 95 at most, but if you already know what build you want to go with, you want to play with, then you can literally take those attributes from the Myplayer builder, apply them directly to this player and the created player and the badges, and you can play a whole season with this player. And I'm going to show y'all how to play with this player and practice with this player. And, you know, the good thing about it is you're not confined to just this one player, you know, because if you spend time in My Career practicing on one player, you know, if you want to create a new player, you're going to have to grind all over again. But this, you can just edit the player, edit the badges, and then just keep practicing until you see what you like, you know. Now, as far as badges go, I like to put on badges that I know that I'm going to use. If I'm not going to use those badges next year or have those intent to use any of those badges, I'm not going to use them. Now, my logic is if I use them, I'm going to put them on Hall of Fame. I want to see how good, how overpowered they may be. If I don't use them, I'm not going to equip them at all. If I think I might use them or I want to see how effective they may be, I might put them on silver. You know, so just keep that in mind. Now, if there's certain badges you already know that you already used to in this 2K that you know that you're going to equip that you don't need super high, then don't put them that high. Like, I'm going to keep my catch and shoot on silver. I don't need it that high. I don't need corner specialist that high. I'm leaving it on bronze. Difficult shots, I'm leaving it on gold. It's kind of almost my badge setup for my career and my Myplayer for my playmaking shot creator. But instead of me going around and grinding My Career and then having to spend money on animations or spend VC on animations, spend VC on signature style, spend VC on upgrading my character, I can just go to create a player, grind them out, and not really grind them out, but and take the time to put on everything I want for free, and then play with them in a My League season in a My Career type of feel of a game. So you see, it's gonna be real easy. It's very, very effective, and you can practice, like I said, to see what badges you like. That's the good thing. You want to see how effective some badges are. If you like me, I didn't have a lockdown defender this year. I didn't have anybody. I've never experienced having Hall of Fame defensive badges. So it'll be nice to see how good Intimidator feels on Hall of Fame. It'll be nice to see how good Clamps is on Hall of Fame, like how overpowered some of these badges is. So next year, when I am making my build, because the game is less than a month away, so it's already good to start thinking about this. It's like, wow, maybe I should have put more emphasis in this area of my player. Maybe I should have put more emphasis on my defense. Maybe I should have put more emphasis on my finishing. You know, it's two things in this game that no matter what, you have to have high attributes to do, and that's playmaking and defense. If you don't have high playmaking, you're not going to be able to be fast. You're not going to be able to dribble. And if you don't have high defensive attributes, you're not going to be able to play defense. However, if you have low shooting attributes, you still can shoot. And if you have low finishing attributes, you still can finish at the rim depending on the badges. So that's why you want to try these things out and keep that in mind, because with the right badge setup, you might not need high finishing. You might not need high shooting. As that goes to show this year, people became deadly shooting with lockdown centers and builds that weren't shooting as soon as they learned their jump shots and got the right badge combination set up. And then it didn't matter. So that's what kind of tilted the game in favor of creating more two-way slashing playmakers, more lockdown type of builds. So this will give you a chance to you try those builds out for yourself, or try those badges out to see if you like them, if they're a good fit for you. Now, for me personally, it's also very important that you make sure you have on the right signature animations. And like I said, the jump shot as well. You can try different jump shots. That's one of the biggest knocks with my career, is you do have to unlock the jump shot creator every time you make a jump shot, every time you make a Myplayer, which can be somewhat of an unnecessary grind if you just want to upgrade your player, get a couple badges, and then go straight to the park with your own custom jump shot. But here you can just test out any jump shot on your player that you want. As you can see, I made an all-around threat, 46 badges, all-around threat. That's a very good build to practice with, because you can do pretty much everything with one Myplayer. Imagine having multiple Myplayers in one build. Now, this is not necessarily a demigod. I only made him like 6'5", so it's a realistic point guard height. But instead of me just having one Myplayer who can just shoot threes and dribble, this Myplayer can do everything. He can shoot, dribble, play defense, and finish at the rim. So that's pretty much the all-around build that you would like to experience and play with. Now, what I like to do is I like to assign him to the Lakers. That's my favorite team. Of course, if you didn't already know, once I assign him to the Lakers, I will go create you can go play a new season, or play a new My League, and then use the roster that you just created and assign that player to. Now, once you've done that, pretty much the first half of this is done. Now, you can name the file whatever you please. I'm naming it 2K21 because that is my focus from here on out. I have not been playing NBA 2K20 to have fun in NBA 2K20. I've been strictly playing NBA 2K20 to focus on NBA 2K21, and I'm not even sure, like I said, I'm not even sure that there will be a Myplayer builder or a Myplayer demo for NBA 2K21 this year, simply off the fact that we have no news. We haven't heard anything about the game unless they're waiting to the very last minute. We haven't seen any gameplay, any player ratings, any screenshots, absolutely nothing but a soundtrack. And what else we see? Some of those quick trailers, you know, with we had the one with Damian Lillard, the one with Kobe, the one with Zion, and we just haven't seen much of the game at all. So it's very disappointing at this point in the game so far that I haven't really any details compared to previous years in 2K. Now, I understand this a little bit different because they are focused on the next gen, but there's still a lot of players on this game who are going to be playing on the current gen. You can't just assume everybody's going to be on the next gen. You can't just leave those players that's still going to be playing on Xbox One and PS4 behind and leave them in the blind, because regardless of console, everybody wants to play a new 2K game. Now, what you want to focus on first is making sure that your player is getting minutes. Because once you create a new player, a lot of the time they're going to be on the bench as a reserve. So you're going to have to put him in the game, put him in the lineup rather, and then give him some solid amount of minutes. If you want to put him in the game for the whole game, be my guest. Now, like I said, this is another improvement, another advantage over my career in which you don't have to grind out your minutes. You can just give yourself all the minutes that you want. If you want to put your player in the game for the whole game, you can do that. If you don't, you don't have to. But, you know, I like to give my player a solid amount of minutes. And you can also let the computer adjust rotation as well, because if you're pretty good overall, you're going to get pretty solid minutes regardless. They're going to put you in the game. And the next best thing is you could treat this just like a My Career game if you like to. I know a lot of people like to have the My Career feel. You doesn't have to have a play now feel to it. You could, after you give yourself the right minutes or give your creative play the right minutes, you can go to the settings and then you could cut on the player lock. And which player lock means is you'll be only playing with that one player as if you are in My Career. Now I'm going to go choose my player, 91 overall, as y'all can see. NBA 21, that's his name, because that's the focus of the whole video, because I want y'all to be ready. You know, I want y'all to take advantage. I want y'all to have a good experience going into this game and take advantage of the time that y'all have now before this game drops, because it will be out right before y'all know it. Now I'm gonna leave the game on all-star 6-minute quarters. There's no need to put it on a super heavy difficulty, because you know the park is not a hard difficulty. If you being realistic, you just need to know how to do maybe some simple moves, some dribble moves, know your shot, and then like I said, just test out badges, see how good they're effective for you, see what attributes are working for you on this player, and you can do everything with this player, so you have no excuse. Now, honestly, if you need to work on your jump shot, this is a very, very good place to do it. You can test out any jump shot in the game as if you are in jump shot creator in my career. As you can see when creating the player, you could even cut it on Hall of Fame difficulty and try your jump shot out on Hall of Fame difficulty. And if you can green on Hall of Fame, you can green in the park. You just got to get used to the latency and whatnot. But it's important to find the jump shot before 2K21 drops, because, like I said, it might even be a good idea to go with a regular jump shot. It's a good chance you'll have to create another, you have to unlock jump shot creator again, which is a very, very awful thing. Hopefully we don't have to unlock jump shot creator again, but if you do, it might be a good chance to just go ahead and start with the regular jump shot with the NBA player like Steph Curry, Trey Burke, or whatever NBA player jump shot that you like in this game. Now, you can leave it on player lock, but I like to play on 2K view because that's the view that I play on in the park. That's the view I play on in the rec center. So that gives me a good advantage. It gets me used to playing on that camera. And as you can see there, it's giving me a nice my career feel. I'm playing with my player, my new created player. He has the badges I want to try out on. If I want to try my finishing badges, I'm going to go to the rim. You know, I'm going to go to the rim. I'm going to slash, see how effective they are. And it gives you really a good idea of how badges are sometimes better than attributes. Not better than attributes, but how badges have more of an impact on your player than attributes. And as you can see, Intimidator Hall of Fame. As you can see, Clamps Hall of Fame. Now, I've never had Clamps Hall of Fame on my player, only Gold. But Clamps Hall of Fame, going against it in the park and in the rec, when you can't move around the player and they box you up, is very, very crazy. And especially when your player has strength. That's another thing that y'all will want to keep in mind when creating your player. In this 2K, it's like either you have speed and vertical, or speed and strength, or speed and what else? Acceleration maybe. So it's very important to keep in mind which category you want to go to, because strength does allow you to muscle up players. Now, I don't need to practice my shooting because I can shoot. That's not what I need to practice, but like I said, experiencing with other builds and one build, seeing maybe how the playstyle fits, especially like the lockdown, the clips, I could definitely see myself having a lockdown with Hall of Fame badges, locking up a lot of players if Clamps is working this effectively. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all make sure hit that sub button, y'all turn those notifications on. Until next time, man, Densky out.